morning and welcome to today's 5 with Fitz. The markets are off a bit in early going, but still, importantly, near record levels. Now, many folks worry about a crash because they assume that what goes up must come down, but the real risk, and the one they're not counting on, is that prices could climb even higher from here. There are, of course, a lot of ifs, but that comes with the territory. Here's my playbook. Point number 1, Palantir revenue up 49%. I wrote recently that Palantir would probably clobber revenues, but that I was having a hard time drawing a beat on earnings. I had a hunch because my analysis suggested that they'd be positive, but I couldn't pin down an exact number. Well, drum roll please. Palantir revenues announced earlier this morning positively smashed Wall Street expectations. No surprise there, they don't understand the company, and came once again in line with mine. Sales rose a jaw-dropping 49% year over year, and U.S. commercial revenue, get this, grew 90% in the same time frame. Adjusted quarterly earnings, meanwhile, came in at 4 cents a share. Palantir also, and this is really important, doubled its outlook for adjusted free cash flow from $150 to $300 million. Shares jumped 5.7% in pre-market trading almost immediately. I expect some of that will fade later today, so get ready if you're not yet on board. And if you've sold cash secured puts like I have, take the money and run. Then consider reloading. Smiling is optional, of course. Point number 2, a $10 billion win for AWS is not the real story. The National Security Agency awarded a $10 billion cloud computing contract to Amazon Web Services, according to NextGov. Naturally, Microsoft has lodged a protest. But this is not the real story, though. News headlines like this one reinforce the need to invest in all things digital, starting with the very best companies in the business, Amazon and Microsoft. Do not make the mistake of thinking these companies can't get any bigger or more valuable. Contracts like this one are proof positive that there is plenty of pie to go around. Incidentally, I love to capitalize on chaos, so I took another nibble into Amazon myself this morning. Point number 3, do not buy that fridge, buy tech if you want to beat inflation. The Fed has made a huge stink and, in my humble opinion, a massive miscalculation by insisting that inflation is transitory. The data increasingly back up my assertion, not the Fed's. Major appliance prices, for example, jumped 12% in July, according to the Labor Department's latest numbers. This, mind you, is after reporting that CPI has jumped 5.4%, the fastest jump since August 2008 in the depths of the global financial crisis. Transitory like heck! Contrary to what a generation of investors has been taught, and Wall Street wants you to believe, the real key to beating inflation is to own companies making products and services that have 3 things going for them. Here they are. First, constantly improving product features. Second, margin protection that's built in. And third, they make products and services people can't live without. Now, that's hard to understand, so let me put it in plain English, like I did during a keynote address earlier this week at the Money Show. People are going to change the way they buy bread and clothing, medicine, and more because of inflation. But I have not heard one person yet who's going to give up their iPhone or their Droid. You know what to do. Point number 4, the dirty secrets department. Why the Fed wants inflation as low as possible. The coming Social Security cost of living adjustment, COLA, will be the biggest on record in almost 40 years, since 1983, according to the data. This kind of adjustment is a major chunk of change, and the interest rate burden associated with inflation will be ginormous, but the Fed cannot avoid it anymore. JP Morgan is my favorite stock because it's a logical beneficiary in this situation. Point number 5, find your stolen or missing stuff for 29 bucks. I love this. Conventional stolen vehicle locators cost hundreds of dollars to install and use. The Apple AirTag, meanwhile, is just $29 and works flawlessly. Any iPhone or other Apple device near it will ping the location. Just wait until insurance companies figure this out. Today's bottom line. I've heard a lot of brilliant ideas over the years, but, as is the case, they're not worth a hill of beans if you don't do something with them. To paraphrase the late Steve Jobs, execution is the stuff worth millions. In life, and especially in the financial markets. So, what are you waiting for? You got this, I promise. As always, make it a great day. I'm Keith Fitz-Gerald. I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching today's Morning 5 with Fitz. Click subscribe to get daily market notes right here on YouTube, or sign up for the email versions at the link below. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram for my real-time thoughts on markets, analysis, and more.